Testing. Talk to.
Hello.
When we
Did we figure this out?
I think we did.
This
is so sick. I can't believe
this thing make you feel so.
I
much,
could hear myself and you at the same time.
I know. Like, doesn't it feel so sick? This is how, because I get like the monitoring feedback whenever I go onto someone else's podcast. So like if I notice that my voice is way louder than everyone else's, I can just kind of nerf it a little bit.
Yeah.
Or if I notice that
this is so fucking strange. Not only can I hear myself when I speak, I can hear you. And we have a recording with Mike. We're like a real podcast right now.
We literally did it. We fucking did it. We made it out of the hood.
We are on the come up for real.
We are podcasting in the big leagues.
We did it.
The only thing is I think there's still going to be like a mic
feedback thing.
Well, like a mic.
Like
we're gonna have to be making sure that we're like maintaining the proper distance,
maintaining
from
frame.
the mic. Yeah, well, yeah,
maintain frame.
And also,
I
think if we like grab our mics or something, it like fucks everything up. But I'm not.
Yeah, fortunately, I'm just gonna chill, talking to the mic like this. We're good. We don't need to. I feel like so professional right now. This is the craziest thing ever.
This is how I felt for the last like month, dude. And I was like.
No wonder, you've been on like Mr.
Do you see why I was shilling it to you? And it's not necessarily. It's like the vocal quality and the tonality change. That's definitely nice.
But it's the energy.
It's literally the feeling, bro. It's like it's the difference between like when you go from using like the Linux laptop to like the MacBook, and you just notice you feel 87 times more efficient.
It's definitely like a phenomenological thing. You're just like. The experience of being a podcaster is
like I am. You go from being a guy in his basement recording on an ASMR microphone with his cats, hoping that everything syncs up somehow in post production, to being like, I have a high degree of confidence and certainty that everything we produce today is going to be okay.
You were recording on an ASMR microphone?
Yeah,
like the two-sided thing.
So like the Blue Yeti one that everyone uses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
they use it for ASMR
so
too.
It's basically like the common USB condenser mic that like everybody recommended for years and years and years, only to just recently figure out, actually like it's not super useful for podcasting to have like a micro, like, because a condenser microphone basically has like it has active power. So like these ones that we're using right now are entirely like all of the power from their converting audio into electrical signal is coming from our voices.
Yes.
So we're moving an electrical diaphragm, and that diaphragm is moving a little coil in between a magnet, and that magnet is generating so like the vibrations from our voice are vibrating the diaphragm that vibrate the coil that then send the electrical signals back to the audio interface where they either get amplified or recorded or whatever. But the condenser microphones have basically a little circuit for something called phantom power.
Okay.
That's the industry term for it. I swear to God, I'm not coming up with this on the spot.
It feels very legitimate.
It feels super made up. But so if you notice on this audio interface, there's buttons for phantom power. So like if I wanted to use a condenser mic, it has the ability to send power through the XLR cable and give it that.
I see.
Now you wouldn't want to on these because it won't, and hopefully we
don't need phantom power.
The thing, yeah, we got it.
We got it here.
We have the standard traditional power.
We have traditional power,
podcast power.
We have the mandate of heaven.
We don't need fruit power.
We don't need the fucking fruit. I actually shout out to our podcast listeners who are going to get the best audio quality we are ever going to get. It's going to go downhill from here.
Well,
forever.
I mean, it's no. It's going to go downhill for the next month, and then it'll go back uphill again for the next.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
fine.
So for those of you who don't notice,
we're recording right next to each other.
We're recording live. We are in person, the same room next to each other. We have no Zencaster lag.
There's fucking
no
Zoom.
Sort of weird. Lucas is using his phone as like
fucking
a hotspot.
Commie, fucking
there's
Chinese
no cats.
No, unfortunately, there's no cats. The cats are like a critical part.
I hope the cats are going to be alive still when I come back. That's my greatest fear.
Yeah, you just leave them out. I'm sure they're going to start like.
I sent my neighbor over to water them and give him some food every now and then, but he's not like Mr. like cat lover neighbor guy.
Yeah,
he's partially allergic to them. So
the cat would hide from him.
There's a part of him that wants them to die.
They'd probably hide from him if he showed up anyway.
Yeah, they definitely don't like new people who aren't me. Oh, we should have been recording all of us trying to put this together. That would be
Well,
the
we
greatest.
obviously couldn't, but
That's so true, actually.
it would have been particularly interesting because we could not figure out how to record.
Yeah,
But,
we were sitting here. So we have all of our laptops out here. We have all of our cables, my hard drive. I have my audio interface. There's this like nest of wires. I brought over my backpack and I was like, "Yo, Verse, I got a podcasting studio in this bag." And then we've unrolled my 2 like 15-foot XLR cables and plugged them in, and we're now. We've totally taken over this space with all of this podcasting shit.
I mean, there was no furniture here to begin with. This is why there's an echo. So now you guys can see, so it's not my microphone that is what creates the echo from my audio, is that there's no furniture in my apartment as
We
Lucas
don't
here
even
is.
have to worry about the echo, man.
We're just fucking standing.
We're gonna noise gate the shit out of that echo.
That's true.
And it's gonna be totally gone, man.
We fucking did it. But yeah, no, the issue is that I don't have any furniture or rugs or anything to absorb echo in my apartment.
Dude, so if you go and you Google, like, what is the best microphone I should buy for podcast?
Is this one?
No. Well, yes, also. But the first 50 comments will be people like, you don't need to spend $400 on a microphone. You need to spend $400 on a bunch of foam and clothes from the thrift store, and you need to go nail it to your walls to absorb all of your shitty audio.
I mean, that
reflections.
works. I mean, recording in the closet, there's a reason why people have recorded like full-ass albums in their closet.
Yeah.
That shit works for real.
In the closet.
Like, yeah, in the closet,
This
yeah.
is, you can never leave.
I know
the
so many
closet.
people with like closet studios, like especially like in their apartment. Yeah, like they just literally just like sit in their closet and they just fucking go ham.
That's what everyone says, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you have so much. I forget what the term is, but it's basically like a volume of something that's going to be taking all of the like reflections out. Like it's just going to be absorbing bullshit, auditory bouncing.
If my modem's in my closet, so theoretically I could do it too, but I just am not going to do that. But like I could.
That's the modem being in the closet. That's the scary part, bro. Like I'm not gonna go stand 2 feet away from my Wi-Fi emitter, bro. I'm gonna
you don't wanna get
sterilize
fucking
myself.
fried?
Oh, are you saying it's just the modem or
The
is it
modem, yeah. There's not the
okay,
Wi-Fi.
So there's no hotspot.
The Wi-Fi's
it's-
over there too. Actually, now that I think about it.
Okay, yeah. If it's just the modem, I'd probably be fine with it. But the modem's basically just a shitty computer.
Yeah. It just you get plugged into the wall.
The hotspot, though. Have you ever got into like the home like wireless networking setup where you have like your own dedicated router that you've set up and you've like made your own firewall and decided what gets passed through and what doesn't?
Yes,
and then,
at my parents' house, I did that.
and then
there.
I got these
Well,
like
not for me.
commercial grade Wi-Fi hotspots that had the ability to like blast Wi-Fi for like 3 blocks over. And I was
Nice.
like, wow, this is so awesome, until I realized that actually that just sucks ass because like there's a limited amount of Wi-Fi bandwidth everyone has. So like it doesn't really help me
To blast more.
to blast Wi-Fi 3 blocks away because like I'm here, right? Like I'm in my
Yeah.
house. I don't need to be sending my like distant neighbor's Wi-Fi signal. All it does is let them see whatever my like Nixon did nothing wrong is like Wi-Fi name.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's probably bad for you. Probably do you have to pay more, or like does it just start throttling you?
So I had to pay more in the sense that like the big emitter doubtlessly sucked more power,
Yes.
but it was also just kind of cool to be.
It is cool.
Because like every now and then when we this doesn't really happen now because like Wi-Fi tech is good enough that even like the shittiest, least expensive routers and because like most of the things that you buy are going to be like a built-in router and hotspot combined, whereas usually like most enterprise systems they have like the modem, then they have the router, and then they have the access points, the wireless access points.
Yeah.
So most of the little things that you go and buy in the store with the little like antennas and shit and the little trapezoidal designs that the like Netscape routers have these days.
Trapezoids go hard, yeah.
Yeah. So all of that stuff now, they've combined the last 2 phases of that. And like most combined technologies, they're shittier than whatever each of them would be on their own.
Yes.
So all of the, like if you're going to go and do any sort of like networking for like a commercial system or like a business, you know, like if you were to go to my company, they just have like one big ass dedicated router with like hotspots every X meters across the campus. It's not like
There's not like just like a centralized thing.
yeah. They don't have these little shitty things. They have the massive gigahertz beamers that are shooting out.
That's
like,
what I fucking need.
Yeah.
I need to be able to like stream at fucking 1 gigabyte upload. That actually pisses me off about this place. I moved to Austin. Well, I already said where I live. Because that's where Google fucking Fiber was just one of the test cities for Google Fiber. So I was like, oh, I can get Google Fiber and get a terabyte or terabyte upload speed. As it turns out, it's not only this city; it's select portions of the city.
Always.
And I'm like so upset because I want a fucking terabyte upload speed. That'd be so sick.
Coming from where I've been at, like I could give less of a fuck about terabyte upload, download. I just want internet that 100% of the time I try and log on, I'm connected. It works. Right? Like it's literally, I shit you not, it is like 25% downtime where I'm at. And I go and it's like, okay, yeah, I can like use my phone. And I use my phone as a hotspot all the time. But it's just so freaking annoying, man. Because like so much and increasingly more of what I do now is on the internet.
Yeah, you need
I go to my computer and I hit enter. Everything lights up and I see you are not connected to the internet. And it's like...
That's so painful.
Yeah,
that's like my fucking parents' house. They live in the fucking middle of nowhere in the woods.
I feel like I'm suffocating when I see that, man. I'm like, oh, dude, it's literally over for me.
They live in a fucking boomer ass like town. So like every once in a while, like I can tell that like maybe once a week on like a Tuesday at like 1 a.m. they'll just fucking like throttle all the internet in the town. But then like because everyone's asleep, it doesn't matter. I'm awake though, so I'm like, why the fuck is the internet not working anymore?
Well, so here's the other thing: is when they all definitely do this thing where they have like a given hour of day where they're like, I'm going to I'm going to throttle the network overall, and if you go and you power cycle, or for those of you who haven't been a lifetime podcast listener, for those of you who haven't been with us for the full journey, if you go and you turn everything off and then on again, then I think it sends a signal back to your ISP that says, oh, this person is still awake and they're pissed off at us. And it increases your speed again. Yeah. Because every single time I've ever noticeably gotten throttled at one of the hours where
it comes back.
Yeah. And so I think someone at the company must have just written a script that says,
that's like, so smart.
If somebody is still awake, they're going to turn their shit off and on again. And when you get that re-engage signal, give them back the full the full bandwidth, because otherwise they're going to call us and bitch
that's actually
at us.
Such a good point, because like no matter, because whenever I've had this happen to me, it almost immediately comes back the second you do power cycle.
And everyone acts like, oh, like when you turn it off and on again, like it just fixes everything magically.
Nah.
It's like I don't think it works that way, man.
They fucking throttled your shit, and they're like, now they know you're awake.
Yeah, you're basically like tapping a little button that says like, I'm about to start calling you and sending you.
That's smart.
Negative reviews on shit.
Listen, I don't need them to throttle me. They better know ahead of time I'm up. They don't throttle me here, which is nice, but I don't use enough. I just have the highest package because I just don't want to ever have a problem.
I literally have like the lowest package of every internet I've ever gotten, because like
why?
Nothing I do requires, like literally the fastest thing that I need to download is like a Twitter video. Like that's the fastest form of me. So I don't need like 1 terabyte download speeds to view like a 32 kilobyte per second Twitter video.
I anticipate first off, uploading video and stuff like that. If I anticipate eventually streaming, I don't want to ever have to deal with this shit.
That is so true if we ever stream.
Yeah, having a high upload speed is crucial for streaming. And I also do like pirate or like stream video.
Well, actually, how much does streaming take now that I think about it? Because like I've been looking around, and most of the cameras that I've been looking at for streaming, like they say like, yeah, it only does like 720p for clean like HDMI output, but like that's fine because that's all any streaming site allows you to do anyway. And it's like, oh fuck, well if 720 is the max that you're allowed, like 720 is basically like what? Like 3 megabytes per second in terms of, well, so you probably don't. The only issue you're going to run into is if it's one of those things where they advertise 3 megabytes per second and actually it's like 2.2.
Yeah, no, I think it's I don't really exactly know. I just know that like if you're like on Twitch or something, like for example, like streamers who do things like play games online and also stream Twitch, because they have so many things uploading and downloading simultaneously, they end up having to have high upload speeds. I mean, I have like theoretically 100 megabytes. I don't really know. I don't think I ever actually get anywhere close to that, but I have that just in case, we start doing some high res video.
Oh yeah,
we're ready.
High res videos of. Well, see, this is the thing.
We haven't acknowledged the new year yet. We have to fucking acknowledge it's 2023. the biggest year yet for the VERS and LUKAS.
The biggest year yet for the VERS. We've created the LLC. Everything is fully. No, we haven't.
Oh, we should. We ought to.
But they don't need to know that. Like we've created the LLC.
Yeah,
and fully monetized, and we are about to become some sort of grotesque content vomiting machine.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be driving around town. You're gonna see a billboard that previously had like a really nice, pleasant advertisement, and it's gonna be replaced with our faces.
Oh yeah, no,
our faces in the VERS and LUKAS.
Oh, we're gonna fucking take over.
And there's going to be QR codes. You're going to be walking. You're going to be going to the grocery store. You're going to pick up a mango. You're going to be like, wow, this is a nice mango. I better check it for bruises. You're going to turn the mango over. On the opposite side of the mango is a sticker with a QR code for the VERS and LUKAS podcast.
You get 1 month free trial of our premium content.
1 month free trial, but when you go to cancel the subscription, you can't do it. You're locked in.
You have to like write a letter to cancel the subscription.
And we've negotiated with American Express and Visa. And so when you try and do a cancel charge, it's actually going to blacklist you, and you're never going to be able to open a credit card ever again.
That's the way to do it. That's how we get. That's fucking customer retention, if I ever heard of
it. We're doing the TSA method, right?
What is it that they call it? There's a term for it in tech where it's like dark. It's like there's like a dark triad type of for like when you're not allowed to let people out of your website.
Dark fulfillment services,
some shit like that. Like
dark fulfillment.
Like for example, like if you want to disconnect your Instagram, you can't do it through the app, and you also have to like go through like multiple hidden shit in the actual desktop.
Oh yeah, or like how Facebook used to have the thing where like you flat up couldn't delete your account.
Yeah,
like you could at best hide it.
You can disconnect it or whatever.
But like they were like, no, like your data is
here forever. Sorry,
and like obviously everyone's data is always there forever. But like most of the companies tried to hide it. But like early Facebook was like,
no, you don't.
No, like it's always we want you to know. Like we want you to be able to view it forever.
Yeah, there's no deleting Facebook. You can't leave. This is the Hotel fucking California, homie. The VERS and LUKAS podcast, California.
Oh, speaking of dark triad traits.
Yeah,
I was gonna say we should plug this bitch in.
Let me plug this bitch in. Let me pause. All right, and we're back.
And we're back. We've returned. So some commentary we've been getting from people is that we need a fucking intro.
Fuck that.
I should stop swearing. I find it uncouth. I'm being like a comic.
No, we love swearing. We swear all the time, or maybe I swear all the time.
I read a Solbra post where he said that swearing is cringe in Reddit, and ever since then,
in fairness, swearing is cringe in Reddit, but it's also like fun. So
it's also fun, yeah.
So that I think that kind of balances it out of it. I don't know. It is a little bit cringe in Reddit, I will admit. With that said. But then, if we can't make it for, like, there's no alpha in us not swearing, though, because we still can't mark this as for kids. So there's no, like, boost in our algorithmic amplification, right?
Well, what if there's, like, priests listening to us?
There's no goddamn priests listening to us.
Pastors? There could be pastors.
There's probably pastors, though, actually.
I bet there's pastors listening to us.
Because, like, can I mark all the episodes as explicit even when we don't really swear or talk about anything gross?
How is your waveform so much bigger than mine again?
I don't know. The gain is up on this for some reason. Maybe it's...
Did you turn your gain up while I wasn't looking?
I didn't mean to.
There's no way.
I think
You did.
I knocked it. I didn't mean to. I knocked it.
You are such
when
a
I put this up,
dog,
when I put this over here.
We're gonna go and we're gonna mic test this again. I'm gonna talk.
I didn't mean to pause for it, but we're back now.
We're back now again.
All right, it's gonna be like we'll do some fun editing. It'll be cool.
This is gonna be this is definitely
the live show,
dude. We were like, yeah, we're live, dude. This is gonna be like no
so much harder,
so perfect. And then like in actuality, this is gonna be like the most
work we've ever had to do.
Yeah, the most stopping and starting. We have a live studio audience. We're sitting here together. We're both. Verse has been asking, like, Lucas, why are you standing? And I was like, I always stand when we record. He was like, what the
I'm always literally in this chair, in my like shitty IKEA chair, just doing this. Just like, this is how I fucking record every single time.
He's like rocking back and forth. Like the chair looks like it's about to like tip him out of it.
Yeah, it's going to snap one day.
I'm standing up, right? I'm trying to maximize my diaphragmatic activity, right? Like I get the full volume. So I'm a little sick too. So I'm recovering my voice.
Oh, yeah,
I've got a cough. I'm a little congested. You can kind of hear on the last few episodes, actually. You can hear that nasally,
the nasal.
like My voice already has a little
pharyngeal-
twinge of nasally energy to it, but definitely it got amplified these last few
pharynx.
episodes. My pharynx, it's swollen.
Yeah.
My pharynx is swollen, and it's blocking the space between my airway and my nostrils.
Normally, when I record, I put on my hoodie, and usually I have to wear it for at least a week first, so that I get a nice rank smell to it.
The
and then
the scent.
I put the mic like right on the desk, so it to like mimic me being up at 4 a.m. That like kind of delirious high theta wave, fucking super online energy. I used to record my last podcast like only at like 4 a.m. when I'm half delirious. So I can get that real deep 3 a.m., 4 a.m. online energy. Now our podcast is more like a 9 p.m. podcast. We used to have like I used to have like a 4 a.m. podcast. This is like a 9 p.m.
We've gradually become just literally like normal people. Like,
Oh my God, that's so cringe.
We're now
That's
just
true.
talking. We're now just talking about like business ventures and like
Oh my God, we're
how
so
to
gay.
maximize like ad spend and
We're
shit
so
like that.
fucking cringe. We gotta stop.
And it's, dude, I literally like, I went on vacation for a while, and I don't even know how to post. Like I open up the new tweet window and I go and I start trying to write something, and I just start thinking stuff like, this is irresponsible. Like, you should be editing your podcast. You should be writing something for the Substack. You should be reading this about like how to maximize like clicks per million.
that is
stuff
how I
like
feel about the. I started to have, now that people pay for Substack, I feel like actual guilt when I don't write.
Right, like I feel like a slough off when people are, and I'm
But
sitting.
I didn't intend to have to write something every few days.
I know.
That was
and,
never my plan.
and now,
It was like once a month.
and now we get like so guilted into stuff, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like I better be giving these people content.
Where I
or
feel like I
else-
have to have like journalistic integrity. I fucking wrote the vitamin D article, and people keep like subbing and responding to me.
That's the worst thing is if you write an article where you cite research and then people subscribe to you for it, you feel like you have to continue writing articles where you cite research because
And-
they're like, that's what they came for.
And the thing is, I only put research-based articles behind a paywall, like because it's like I did the work. You got to pay
Because
that
it actually sucks.
It sucks,
Like
yeah.
nothing sucks more ass than having to go and like bibliographically cite a work. That's so
It's
like,
cringe, yeah.
And like I am all for taking like an excerpt from a study that I don't link anywhere and like highlighting one line out of it and being like, this is in context enough. Trust me, bro.
For that article, because I really didn't want to like get sued, I was like reading the whole fucking study. Like, okay, let me make sure that this doesn't tell me
That would
they're
be
fucked.
that would be so bad if you like release a thing telling people that they should be having 50K units a day of vitamin D and then like you kill like 87 people.
That'd be so funny.
And like one of them is like some diplomat's daughter, and like the entire country of like Kyrgyzstan decides that they're gonna like personally send every one of their admin and diplomats to come.
I think
kill
Biden
you.
would save me though. Biden would get me out of that. Biden
vitamin-
wants more cred with the blacks. He already got Brittany Griner, but he needs he needs some more cred
He's gonna-
with the non WNBA.
Imagine that being like the political stance.
That'd be
It's like,
so fucking funny.
this black podcaster accidentally suggested people take too much vitamin D, resulting in the death of a foreign diplomat, and Biden is standing by you.
That would be the best marketing for our podcast, though. We would fucking.
Oh my
blow
god, dude!
up,
We would. We were looking at our little listener graph there, and we're like, "Wow, this looks pretty good. It's going. That's a nice trend line we got going there." But
Yeah,
we get the fucking Biden handouts,
Oh my
man.
god,
the
this is gonna be
Biden
fucking
butts.
vertical.
It's
It
literally
looked like his votes at 3 a.m.
It's gonna be the Tower of Babel, bro.
A fucking vertical 3 a.m. Water fight. We found extra votes, man. That's how we found extra subscriptions on the Patreon.
It's gonna go straight up, and then like all of us are going to be like arrested for just being like rude.
That'd be so fun, though.
Yeah.
It'd be worth it. We get enough money for bail, though, for sure. All the new
That is,
subs.
yeah, all of
we'll
the
be, we'll be out of there in
Patreon subs.
45
That would
minutes.
So the thing with bail that a lot of people like, what's his face, Sam
yeah.
Bankman-Fried, and his whole arrest thing, and $250 million.
You only have to pay like 10% or 1%.
Right. So that's the thing with bail is when you get a bail bond, you only pay 10%, and you never get that back, which sucks ass. But it allows you to
Like walk
reduce
around and
by
chill.
90% the amount that you're having to pay to get out of jail. And this is what my good friend had experience with this when he was arrested on some felony charges for some stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was a very hefty amount, but you just don't have to pay it. Like you know,
You pay
parents,
10%.
Your parents, the parents of my friend, may be a little miffed that they're going to be out, some low 5-figure amount of money for sure, but it's not being out the full 6-figure sum that you would otherwise have to pay.
Yeah, 5-figure sum is
No, the thing that sucks also though is if you pay that bail bond and you go and like they drop the charges and you get off clean.
Yeah, it feels like you wasted money.
You still lost the money, right?
Yeah. But you got to walk. You didn't have to spend the whole year.
But you didn't have to spend the whole time in jail, which is very nice.
Or like a few months. I don't know how long. It depends on what you did.
Yeah, it's a very.
I heard jail's fun though. I keep watching jail TikToks.
I found this on the web.
Bitch.
Okay, you need to.
Siri's not minding her business. But yeah, no, I heard that jail's really fun. I watched jail TikToks, and they look like they're having a blast. They're doing fucking TikTok dances. They're fucking because you can sneak a phone into jail easy.
Yeah, well, the main thing about jail that sucks is everybody there snores really fucking loudly, and theoretically, you might be able to adapt to that after some amount of time.
I can sleep through anything,
but I've heard from my friend that if you are there for a period of time under the amount under which it takes a human to adapt to 120 decibels snoring from everyone
from the entire
at all hours of the day.
Oh yeah, if you're in like the Gen Pop and the bunks area, and like the entire fucking room is snoring, that probably sucks. Actually,
yeah, there's really no way to go to bed under those situations.
Oh yeah, you have like 100 people in a gymnasium sleeping in bunk beds,
and it's literally louder than like a highway.
Yeah,
and that sounds like an insane,
that actually makes
absurd exaggeration.
Well, like 100 people snoring simultaneously.
Well, and it's not
and they're arrhythmic too.
It's arrhythmic, and it is in probably like the least acoustically insulated environment ever.
Yeah.
So like the noise,
it's echoing.
It's
that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's actually no one's ever. I've heard a lot of things about jail. I've never heard this, and it makes perfect sense. Jail would suck for that reason alone.
And I'm convinced that so all of the snacks they give you and all the food that they give you there, I'm convinced that it's basically purely seed oil, specifically to maximize inflammation in your nose to make you snore as loud as humanly possible.
It would make
it turns you into the world. Like this is reason number 478. We need to end the use of seed oils is because it's like torturous on the prison population.
Well, yeah, I mean
specifically my friend who didn't deserve any of it.
Your friend, yeah, I'm sure your friend.
My friend who literally had all of his charges dropped and was let free to go because there was a huge misunderstanding.
It's just a misunderstanding, officer. You don't get it. I'm just holding it for somebody else. You know,
right? And he still got fucked. Still got fucked with all
officer.
Of this.
You're
really
understand.
A good guy, but those dirty pigs,
those fucking coppers, man. So yeah. Anyway, the whole point of this was to talk to the our audience here and ask a question. Do you want us? We asked Lucas's Telegram whether or not we should have an intro. I think intros are boomer or cringe, but I like that we just drop right into the conversation. Everyone's just like, oh my god, like a speeding train. Let me catch my bearings, right? But some people think that. Like some notable boomers online.
We have had some really harsh feedback from from very, very big, very important. Like these are like platinum level group chat members here coming at us saying your production value sucks. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
The fact that you are attaching your name to something like this and releasing it with no intro, frankly, is disgraceful. And I'm considering not only unfollowing you but like suing you for spiritual damages. You fuck up.
Now I keep trying to tell people that other than I just think ship fast, ship quickly. We don't need we'll learn how to do production along the way. Don't worry about it. You ever saw the first episode of Joe Rogan Experience? It is dog shit. It looks like it's on dial-up, first of all. Like the video quality looks like it's on dial-up. It sounds like shit. And they're high as fuck and they can't even like form a sentence.
That's like all of them though.
It is like all of them. But like it's like but now you can like see it and hear it.
Okay,
right?
So it's like 1080p then.
No.
High as shit.
It's not 1080p.
It's 4K.
It's like 320, 360 or 480. It's like very low quality. It's like 10
really?
years. It's 10 years old. Or 11 years old at this point.
I thought you were saying the modern ones.
Oh no, the very first episode of JRE was like 10, 11 years old. So like it's like 480p and it sounds like dog shit. He actually used to do it, and like he did a podcast even before that on dial-up apparently that like no one listened to because it was just too early and no one understood what a podcast was.
That would be super funny. Like imagine Imagine like podcasting in like the 80s.
Yeah, he did it in like the late 90s, like kind of when Alex Jones used to do like his like online stream InfoWars back in the day. And like it's just too early. Like
that is too early. That's a little insane.
But they're both like, they're both very cutting edge. I mean, for all the boomer, I mean, for J.R. Reeves, he's kind of a boomer, Gen X type of dude, and he's like, people think he's really dumb. He did an IQ test. He's like 120 something. He posted it like last week, 127. I've been telling people for years. I've never been wrong once.
He's clearly not like an idiot.
Bro,
like
these are the same people who think that Andrew Tate's an idiot. Like
everybody out here like estimating Andrew Tate's IQ at like 17 and
it's
shit.
like, are you stupid? Like, do you not know what you're like? I don't understand. Like,
people are really, really bad, especially with all of these people, like this specific group. Like you have the Alex Jones, the Andrew Tates, like the
Elon,
the Joe Rogans.
Well, Elon, people know are smart.
Where they do something that like the average person doesn't quite like understand, and it totally prevents them from like appreciating that they have a marketable attribute to their brain, right? Like you can hate Andrew Tate and you can think that he's evil, and like maybe he is like some sex trafficking pedo guy. I don't know, but that doesn't change the fact that he is effectively the best marketer in the entire world.
He is the best male marketer, like the marketer. Yeah, as a male,
he's not the best male. He is the best marketer.
I want to give, even though I hate her, Ayla is arguably one of the best marketers of all time.
She's very good, but I mean, like you want to go and look at their Google search trends over time.
Of course.
Andrew Tate literally went from being like some random like right-wing manosphere meme account to being literally like a household name.
That's actually a really good point.
My parents fucking know who Andrew Tate is.
Yeah.
My parents barely connect to the internet. Like they almost don't know how to use like email.
That's actually a really good point. He went from like literal Twitter, when I found his Andrew Tate's account,
he had an 18K account on Twitter.
As many followers as I do.
Years ago. Yeah.
He had my follower account when I found him in 2020.
He was in the same fucking group chats as us, dicking around, like posting pictures of himself with like the Romanian cops being like, LMAO, like I paid these guys off for like $250.
So that's like if I went from going from us doing this shitty podcast to, or not shitty, the best podcast of all time. But like to being a household name in like 2 years, which is nuts actually.
Which is absolutely insane. And
you guys cannot, and like people who are like, oh, he's dumb, who are 95 IQ, it's like,
reproduce his results.
You can't do it. You literally can't.
No, like I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. Yeah,
like you could take the average person with like a 150 IQ and they would not. They can't pull it off.
Yeah, there's a thing like I always try to explain to people, and also like if you just look at his lineage.
Again, this is not me saying that Andrew Tate has like 150. I think
he's like 125, 130, somewhere in there.
He's
above 120.
I could put Andrew Tate anywhere from like 115 to like 130ish or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
in that. He's in that standard deviation, like plus one.
I honestly I don't watch enough of his content to have like a really great idea of
plus two. That's what
where he's at, and I was never like personally interacting with him a ton, so I don't have a great like compass.
He's smarter
on
than he's smarter than the average college graduate.
Yeah, and when it's basically just when I look at like what he does strategically. And now he does occasionally have some sort of like tactical errors. Right? With the Greta thing. Obviously, there are ways for him to look a little bit cooler while doing that. But but
you got to punch up when you have 4 million
that is
followers.
The other thing is like everyone gave him shit for like, oh, you got so owned, like you'll never recover. But like as long as he doesn't like go to jail forever for this thing or like go down for child trafficking or whatever,
he's gonna blow the fuck up.
That will have been a massive plus for him. Like his goal was basically, I am going to engage with Greta and get some form of like, it's like when I did the Towel Boy post and everyone like, okay, the majority of the impressions came from people like quote tweet dunking on me, but like the end result was I gained like 3,000 followers in a day and got like a fuck ton of engagement, and all of my other posts blew up at the same time.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you even if you have like 95% of the people who go and view his content say, oh, this guy sucks, like that 5% who sticks around is now going to be very loyal, not only because they like the content, but because they feel like they're on the inside of like a joke, right? Like this is always something that happens when somebody goes and they do something and the majority of the populace like misreads it, or they don't quite place, they don't get it fully. Then the people who do wind up looking at it and saying like, oh, I'm on the inside. Like, even if I don't think this inside joke is funny, I appreciate it because I am on the inside. And now I feel like I'm in the winner's club.
It's like when
by being here.
South Park used to get celebrities to like voice dogs. Like he would get like Brad Pitt voicing the dog, and then he's just doing like yip yip yip, and like the actors feel like they're on the inside of the joke. That was like the biggest thing they did for the 90s.
I didn't know that.
Oh
That's
yeah, you
funny.
would. Oh, you had to watch the first couple seasons.
I
If you look
watched
at the
all of
credit-
South Park as a kid.
I know, but the credits, they always would have like Barbara Streisand was a dog, or
That's
like
funny.
and like the people always feel like the celebrities felt cool because they're like, I'm not getting made fun of. I'm voicing a character in South Park. And like, you know, they get their little credit scene like, oh, Barbara Streisand was in this episode, but it's like she was a dog, and you're not really in on the
everybody
joke.
appreciates it and loves it for that.
Yeah. She's like, I'm in on the joke, but in reality, like you are also still the joke, like you know.
Yeah.
But Tate punched up. He's gonna blow up if it all gets dropped. Now
There is
he is a sex trafficker in almost certainly.
That's the thing.
That's the
Like, well, and like,
but it's Romania.
so that's the other thing is like when I say he is a sex trafficker, I'm saying he is a sex trafficker by like Western law.
Yes.
But I have no idea what Romanian law is, and like
I guarantee.
I don't even know if they have laws about this stuff, honestly, or if like you just go to the police station and say like, officer, I'm sorry I did this. Here's $100, and then they say,
so usually
have a good
yes.
day.
Usually yeah, you can pay them off for shit. This I think he's been doing that for long enough, and that now so people have made the theory that the Romania is like he's such a big target that Romania wants to seem competent to the Western.
I've heard this a lot too. That basically he's humiliating Romania because it's become so known that he's just paying off their police to let him do whatever.
Yes,
that like they're going to have to do something just to seem like they're a real country.
But I don't think that they have enough of a real country to stop a person with like $100 million from doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, like he effectively
Like-
his income from Hustlers University 2 is effectively higher than the entire GDP of Romania.
Yeah, like
what
unironically.
realistically are they going to do to
If
stop
you have
him?
more than like $10 million in a fake country like that, you can basically do whatever you want, as he's shown. Yeah.
Okay, so do you know if like because I've been talking to people and some people have been telling me that like Tate basically doesn't make money from the cam girl stuff anymore, and people have
hear
also
that's
been
true.
telling me that he makes most of his money from the cam girl
I
stuff.
heard that he doesn't make as much money anymore. I know that
That's-
he started making he went from kickboxing and they put their money into cam girls and they were making money there, but he makes more money now.
I also just recently heard that he made all of his startup money by going all in on Bitcoin with his kickboxing money.
Yes, exactly. So he
Okay.
went from kickboxing and then he leveraged that, and then he did the cam girl stuff with Tristan, and I think Tristan actually owns the cam girls more than Tate, from what I was told.
Okay.
Because I remember like people were like getting on Frazzle Dazzle about that.
There was a time
Around then?
there where like he made some post that was like if you've got a girl that loves you and she respects you and she'd do anything for you, get her to cam up for
Yes.
us and we'll make you all money.
And that's when he
I
was
remember
hanging-
that being like the most I was like,
People were really mad at him then.
yeah.
But that's when he
that
was talking
not
to,
necessarily like
he was
he
was talking to Tate
he was
then.
in like a very like a moral right wing sphere when
Yes.
he posted that, and I was like, this is something that like I don't think that he would ever have posted if he wasn't extremely loyal to Tate as a friend.
Yes,
because it was
yes.
so incongruent with his brand. Like everything that guy ever posts was
Is
like,
not that.
totally misaligned with that. And like in any other situation, he would have been the guy quote tweeting that specific post and saying like, "You're going to hell for this.
Yes.
You are going to burn eternally in hell for this shit."
But
man."
he was hanging
And
out
then
with Tate a lot then.
and he was hanging out with Tate a lot then, and Tate helped him out a lot, and he wound up making that post himself. And I remember looking at it and just being like,
Oof.
this is going to be a rough one for both of these
Bro,
boys.
people still like only recently that people get over that because like he was very much blacklisted from like people were not
He
like
basically got kicked out of all of his communities that I saw. And
he's
like,
back now though. I think
He did, yeah. He's fine now, but like, and
it was tough though for a bit
it
for
was
him.
tough, and like I don't know if he got anything from it. Like maybe
Yeah, I don't think he got
maybe
kickback for
Tate
anything.
helped him, or maybe just continued doing what he was doing before. But that was one of those moves where I was like, maybe sticking true to your personal branding might have been better than the loyalty
Yeah.
that involves, because it's like I value loyalty to your friends a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when one of your friends requires the type of loyalty in which you go out and you post, you should convince women who love you to perform as a cam girl,
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, that's a little, like
I really-
I don't usually sacrifice on the loyalty frontier.
But this
like,
is one of
that's
those.
one of those cases where I might be like, dude, like I don't want to burn in hell. Actually, like,
I think this might be the rumor mill, but I do think that Tristan was the one running it, and he was more of a face and just getting a lot of the like the girls, just revolving door of girls. I think he was like always more of a figure, like facial figure for their biz, and I think Tristan made more of the money from that, and he used it as leverage again to make money doing other shit. Because I think now all the publicity, having the millions of followers and shit, is on all the podcast appearances and yada yada, is more profitable for him than
that's what I mean. Hustlers University is literally making nearly $100 million just in direct sales, and that's something that's essentially pure profit, right? Like this isn't something that I'm like speculating about the number on, because he's like, you know, like if I were to try and guess like Apple's profit margin on like a laptop and say, oh well, it looks like they've made this much revenue because like I contacted their vendors and it looks like the sum of their parts is going to be. It's obviously like a massive estimate with like a lot of gray wiggle room.
This is a digital online.
This is literally something that has zero marginal cost per unit, right? Like you sell this to somebody and it literally costs you $0.
And you make only
to
profit.
make $50 a month of profit from Hustlers University.
Oh, he's making
members.
so much fucking money. Yeah, there's no chance that this is, and also it's Romanian cam girls. It's not like it's like, also like that's the other thing. Like obviously, it's
he has like 186,000 subscribers to Hustlers U.
Yeah,
and each of those
there's
is
no
paying,
chance.
Each of those is paying like $50 a month.
Yeah, there's no chance Romanian cam girls was making more money than this. So he definitely just walked away from it. The question then becomes: is he still on paper associated, or is Tristan still doing it? Because I think they both probably are close to done, if not completely done. Because I just don't see how
it doesn't make any sense.
It
flat out doesn't. The only situation in which it would make any sense is if these guys are making so much more money on the cam girls than they are on this hustler stuff.
But if that was the case, every Eastern European country would be rich because they all fucking like just sex traffic. And they're not. Like, it's not like, I mean, unless you're like Zelensky and you're a billionaire for what? I have no idea. No one knows why he's a billionaire.
I mean, being a comedian, dude, he's just so funny.
He's so funny. Yeah, it has nothing. I'm sure he's not doing any kind of fucking Ukrainian model sex trafficking or anything. I have no idea, but I'm sure it's not that. But like, yeah, I mean, fucking, there's no way he makes more money from cam girls. I think he's probably stopped it by now. This is kind of like what happens with rappers, but it could be like what happens with rappers, where they are basically laundered all their drug money and shit from the streets into their music that is plausible enough that they could stop being in the streets, and then they still can't completely cut ties.
There's no complete disengagement,
and then they get fucked by a RICO case, like Young Thug or something. And so it's like, I largely suspect that there's like a 10%, 20% chance that he just kept the cam girl business going just because he had it, even though he's making so much more money from Hustlers U, and then he might get fucked. But it's Romania, so I doubt it's going to be.
It's also another one of those situations where somebody who has been not getting caught for something for so long is going to have like an increased sense of invulnerability.
True, that's a good point.
Than actually exists, and like, you know, like people don't necessarily adjust their risk tolerance for their increase in clout correctly, right? Good point. So like if you go from being like a relatively irrelevant Twitter guru guy, and like Tate wasn't like an irrelevant Twitter. He always had like a fairly big platform, right? But it's like, again, he went from being kind of a literal who,
like 20K
to the average person, to being a household name. And the amount, like, you can go to any college campus and say to a group of college girls, like, what do you think of Andrew Tate? And, like, all of them will have, like, a cortisol dump. Their heart rates will increase by about 25 beats per minute. They'll become, like, extremely aggro. Like, everyone knows who he is, and they all want to kill him. And this is, like, that's a big jump, right? And with that big jump comes, like, I mean, I made a tweet basically joking about this and saying, like, the wives of every single elite literally want Andrew Tate to be executed for being mean to women, right? So like people always talk about like, oh, like the elites, the pedophile traffickers and the child raping and stuff, and it's like,
every girl I know says bullet in his head,
and they don't get caught, but like, I don't think Andrew Tate is like an elite. Like I don't think he's he's like a very new money oncomer to the scene who's not playing by the established rules.
Yeah, they want to see a bullet in his head. They don't.
Right, and all of these people literally want him dead.
You know what's so funny? I would say that he's probably more famous than like Alex Jones. Like my parents don't know who Alex Jones is.
That's definitely.
They do know who Andrew Tate is.
Yeah,
and my parents like politics too, and they have no idea who Alex Jones is. So that's pretty funny.
He totally jumped over. He like leapfrogged. He 18 tiers of clout in the last year.
He went straight to celebrity. Which is and every single tweet, every single thing on TikTok is Tate, and has been Tate for fucking like a year at this point. Ever since he got kicked off of every platform, every single...
He got kicked off of everything except TikTok, and then he was like, well, it looks like I'm going to have to learn the algorithm.
And he dominates TikTok.
Yeah.
And if it's not Tate, it's some fucking college kid they find on the street in like a interview segment quoting Tate. There's like, it just doesn't stop.
Or like he has this like weird like affiliate network of people who like I think this is mostly what Hustlers University is like an enormous...
Oh, is it a fucking multi-level marketing scheme?
I think it's literally like a pyramid scheme of like content
so
promotion.
Good.
Where
it's
like
the fucking greatest.
Yeah, right.
Listen, if you like are making that much money off a Ponzi and like getting every fucking 20-year-old to get in your Ponzi, that's kind of funny.
Well, I think... And like, I'm not positive how this goes. I've basically read people like speculating on Reddit, and I don't know. People will say like, "Oh, I'm in this, and this is how it works," and like, I don't know if they're lying or not. I haven't.
Yeah, people usually
full disclosure, like, I haven't subscribed to Hustlers University,
and I refuse to.
So I don't.
Unless you guys want to pay for it, we'll get in there.
If somebody wants to pay for it and tell us what it looks like inside there, but they've basically said that it's like a you get high enough up by aping him well enough and like promoting him enough, and then like you get your own people in, and they promote yours in hopes that you will like see that theirs is good and like re-promote them back.
Oh, is this like that? There's this girl podcast who does like red pill manosphere stuff, and she looks like some blonde normie chick, and she does all this red pill shit, and she had and she keeps showing up in my algorithm because she gets like viral or whatever for being like talking to women and be like, oh, you're gonna hit the wall. Would you like a man who has 45 like whatever, right? But then Tate was on it recently, and I don't follow this person. She just keeps showing up on my timeline, and she's like looks like she's gonna come listening to him. So I imagine she's one of those marketer people. I wonder if she's in Hustlers University. That'd be kind of funny.
That would be super funny, actually. Funny if I wonder what the gender breakdown of membership in Hustlers University is.
You know what's funny? Well, a lot of these people that people hate, it's a lot of them are women who buy it to get the inside scoop. Like you'd be surprised how many like girls are buying like red pill. Like when I talk to people like in life, everyone's always like, the girls are always on the internet are always like, oh, the red pill pickup artist motherfuckers. But when I talk to actual guys, almost none of them have actually read pickup artistry stuff. And every girl I know knows fucking Heartiste, fucking this. They've read the game. They used to read pickup artists.
Well, the weird thing is that they always seem to have read it.
Yeah, every girl has read it. I've never read it once in my life, and every girl's read it.
They all seem to have read it, but they seem to be like really unfamiliar with it, right? Like
you can still use it on them, but they've never they've read it for some reason.
Like I always make jokes about like like there is who is that girl.
Yes.
She just comes and like posts some neg on any of my posts that she sees on the timeline. So I'll like send it to a group chat and be like, this girl is doing mystery methods pickup artist tactic of negging on me to try and increase attraction. But it's not working due to the fact that I'm very sensitive, and in fact she's just hurt my feelings here. Yeah. and like all of the girls know, like they know what I'm saying when I say like mystery of the mystery method. And like I've never read any of his material, but I know he's like the guy with the fun hat.
Yeah,
right?
I know the hat. That's all I know. I've never read anything he's done.
But
either.
Like every now and then I'll say in a group chat, and a girl will start going off on like a very in-depth diatribe about how like evil and bad Mystery's content is, and then I'll go and I'll like look like at what she said, and then I'll Google like what Mystery she
it's never what they actually
and it's
said.
Literally like she has him confused with like some random other like Reddit poster or something
usually,
like that.
Or Rollo Tomasi. They don't like him.
Rollo Tomasi.
I've read his book. That's funny. I have read his.
The other one that I really like memeing is like I think
but his book is so fucking like
I've never read.
I read it, so
dude, I've never read any of this shit. I read like blurbs of the Wikipedia plot summaries, and then I use this to pretend like I've read more of it than basically any of these.
They all say the same thing. If you read Twitter, you've read this, but it's so funny because like. There's a dude, I don't know, there's just he is like bragging. It's just kind of embarrassing to read his book. I suggest you never read his book because it's like the stuff he's bragging about is just like so fucking embarrassing. It's like you're 40 years old, bro. Like it's not. Like,
I love that. They're always like 45 years old. They have like graying hair and they're single and they're like 5'8". Like this is every single pickup.
But
artist.
he did say one bit of information that is categorically true, and everyone knows this in their heart that you don't need to be rich. You just need to have enough money to buy a motorcycle to pick up chicks.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
Everyone knows this. You only need $3,000 to get a motorcycle.
The period of college during which I had like the most annoying experiences with women was when I bought a Yamaha R1 and I was just riding around campus, and literally fucking every stoplight or stop sign outside of a bar, it was like a 50-50 chance that some girl would just get on the back. And I eventually had to remove...
Oh, really? They just would like hop on?
I had to remove the passenger pegs.
That's
because I was so fucking annoyed with them. Just because I was like out there trying to like swing my dick around just with like how loud and fast my bike was by like filtering through traffic, and like a 25 going like 120, just being like an irresponsible high-risk dickhead. And then these women would come on, and it's like, you're fucking up my suspension.
Don't you know
you're fucking up my suspension dynamics.
Don't
I don't
you know
how fast I can go with you on the back anymore. You've decreased my 0 to 60
autism.
probably by 40%. Please get off.
Don't you know that this is for the bros? It's like bodybuilding. Yeah. I'm only on the motorcycle for the bros. So
well, and the other thing is the type of girls who like fast bikes
are trash.
They're literally insane people. Like the one time, so I had this friend who was like, he was like a really tall, like unironic, like dual steroid meth user. Who
powerful.
So he had this girlfriend who, him and a bunch of other, he was on the football team, and him and a bunch of other people would always like run trains on, and like other just like generally like grotesque stuff. Like she was very.
She was down for it.
She
if you're dating a meth head,
she was an interesting woman.
It might have been her idea, honestly.
So one time. I think this was before I learned about most of their weird sex stuff, but she asked me to go on a ride on my bike, and she was like friends with my friend, so I was like, sure. And the whole time she was just screaming like, faster, faster, corner harder, faster, corner harder, go, go. And I was like going like 140, 150 and taking corners at like triple digit speeds. Oof. And this girl was like screaming in my ears to like go faster, and I was like, we're going to die. Like, I'm not like I sometimes do track days, but I am not a good enough fucking driver to do what you are requesting of me.
Yeah, they're
like, we are going to explode if you.
These are the girl who wants to ride on the back of the motorcycle is the girl who's like put a gun in my mouth during sex. It's the same chick.
Like I was literally my balls, my T levels are too low to be like on a vehicle with you. So like after a while of this, I just like dropped her off, and I like never talked to her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And she always would like. She'd be like, "Oh, Lucas, do you want to join in?" Like we're all like insert some like Ayala tier like sex thing, and I would be like, "I'm sorry, but I'm scared of you. Like I can't. I'm not like.
I'm not. It's out of my pay grade.
Yeah,
I can't handle this."
It was one of those things where there's very few situations where women say, "Oh, he turned me down because he was intimidated," but this was one. Like I was literally fucking terrified of this girl.
I can't blame you, honestly. I don't think I'd do any better.
Well, and her husband or her, I guess now, but her boyfriend was like literally insane and would like roid rage and like fucking throw chairs and shit at her, and she would like dodge them and like fight back with him and like pick up knives and shit and like walk over to like they were like actually a legit bat shit. And I basically wound up in a lot of situations because I have like a very hidance to like insane behavior and just generally like weird shit. Yeah. So I would like stick around while they were doing all, and afterwards they would be like, "Oh, like I'm so sorry, Lucas. I didn't mean to like do that in front of you." And I would be like, and
I didn't mean to pull a knife.
Well, and like I was always fine because it was never directed at me, right? Like this is my like weird thing is like even if so they were doing all their weird sex shit, and I was like always like, like I'm not a huge fan of this. It's not something that I would personally want to be engaging in, but like I'm just gonna like ignore it because it's not like you're not you're not saying like, Lucas, take your fucking pants off and join in, right? Like it was never. But then if you start directing it at me, then I start getting like now I'm scared.
Yes.
Now I have to.
I have to go. Perform. I gotta bounce.
No, I either perform or bounce, and it's always getting
put up or shut up. Yeah, no, I understand. Those motherfuckers scare me. I don't have time to be riding a motorcycle and attracting high octane hoes. These high octane bitches.